Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel once again. So I started that Can You Grow a Citrus Tree in Hydroponics about a month ago, right? Maybe a little bit longer. But anyways, I don't know if you guys saw my update video or not, but that tree died literally the next morning. So I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. So I decided, hey, I've got some seeds still. So I decided to wait a couple more weeks until they were a bit bigger, so that they'd hopefully have a better chance of surviving. So that's exactly what we're going to do today. So we're also going to change up our nutrient solution a little bit. Last time I ended up putting about 2 full teaspoons worth of different nutrients in it. This time I'm only going to do about half that, just in case too strong of a nutrient solution was reason for that plant dying. So to make up this solution, of course, again, we're going to be using distilled water because it's pH neutral. And then we're going to take some of this right here, the Expert Gardener plant food. It was like super cheap at Walmart, and honestly, it's got pretty good nutrients in it. Tons of micro and macronutrients in it, which is fantastic for hydroponics. So we're going to take half a teaspoon of that, put it in there. There we go. And then we are also going to use Epsom salt, which is basically just magnesium and sulfur, which again, really beneficial for plants. So we're going to use a half of a teaspoon of that as well. Perfect. All right, so once that's in there, we got to mix it up. We'll put these off to the side. There we go. All right, so I'm going to shake this up a little bit to get everything all blended. A little more. Epsom salt's really nice because it dissolves in water quite well. Because all it really is just salt. So that looks pretty well dissolved. I don't see anything floating in there anymore. All right, so now, let's see, we're going to start off by just kind of filling it up right to the bottom of the net cup there. So I got my net cup in our jar for a guide. Now this jar, before I'm using this, I actually washed it out with a solution of bleach and water. I used about 5 parts water to 1 part bleach just to make it nice and strong to kill any bacteria and stuff like that that could potentially be living inside of this jar. So we're going to fill her up here. There we go, it's right to the bottom. And then from there, we'll probably end up filling it up a little bit more just so that it's fully touching the bottom of the roots. Because I think that was another problem that lemon or lime tree had last time, is that when I planted it in here and I filled up the water wasn't really touching the roots, so I think it wasn't getting water. So we're going to take our tree and very carefully pull it out of the soil. And that's actually not exactly what I was expecting. It's still got really small roots there. Let me actually look at a couple of these other ones and see if they have bigger roots or not. No, that one's got even smaller roots. What about these two? Careful. Come on. I don't want to hurt it. Because I just want to get the absolute best chance of survival for these trees. Ooh, okay, these ones have bigger roots. They're definitely smaller plants, but the root system is a lot bigger on them. So, let's see, which one's got the biggest roots? I think this one. So if you guys can see that one plant's roots next to the other, it's like almost twice as long. So I think we're going to try out with this guy right here. Okay, so I ended up grabbing a second jar because I decided I want to try with the one that's got the biggest leaves as well as the one that's got the biggest roots. So we're going to try with both of those, see if we can get some results. So I'm going to fill this one up as well, right to the bottom of the net cup. There we go. Okay, so now we're going to take our tree and we're going to very slowly pour some of these beads around it. And these are just clay beads that are used quite commonly in hydroponics. There we go. We're going to move that around a little bit. Whoop. Just want to be very careful not to actually damage his roots when I'm doing this, because that would kind of defeat the whole purpose of what I'm doing. Very delicate process here. I'm going to take it out and we're actually going to try again. I'm going to dump these beads back in. This is normally a lot easier if the roots are bigger because you can kind of put them through the bottom of the net cup and it'll kind of sort of stabilize itself already. But I obviously don't have that luxury because look how small the roots are on my plant. So we got to work with what we got. Let's see. Okay, that's looking a little bit better this time. A couple more on this side. There we go. Okay. That looks a lot better. Alright, so we have him in there. He's suspended pretty well by those clay beads. So now what we're going to do is we're going to fill up the water so it's touching the bottom of the roots a little bit. And since his roots were pretty short, we're actually going to fill up the water quite a bit more than I normally would. But we're just going to see if we can get some root coverage in there. Okay. So the water is filled up pretty well. And yeah, so some of his roots are still exposed to the oxygen, but then others are still submerged underwater, which is exactly what I was looking for. So I'm hoping that this will give it a better chance of survival. So now we're going to do the second one here. I'm going to actually pour these beads into there. Let's see. This one's got shorter roots, so it might be a little harder. Okay, so I'm actually going to pour the water in now because I know this is pretty much going to be the bottom of the level of roots. Okay, just like that we got water. Oh no, we're dropping beads. Okay. Just want to be very careful. Whew. I accidentally pinched that leaf a little bit. Hopefully I didn't damage it too bad. All right. I'm going to actually top this one off a little bit because we got a bit of excess beads in this one. We don't need quite that many. So we're going to move back over to the other one there. And that looks good. Okay. So we have both of my lime trees now in these jars. So I'm really hoping that they're going to survive a little bit better this time, at least last more than just like a night. So be looking for another update. I will update you guys whether these live or die. So thank you guys all so much for watching. I would really appreciate if you could like, comment, and maybe even subscribe to this video. I'll see you next time.